public awareness to a problem, or to bring something in your area that you want to fix, your local area. This is blogging for a cause. And you'll see a lot of these blogs, a lot of these cool blogs that are uplifting and helpful, and that really stand up for a specific cause, or a whole bunch of causes. For example, there might be a blog on, 5 or 6 different diseases. Might cover one blog might cover all of them, and show you how you can donate to the charity of your choice. And that's pretty cool, because that blog is now helping many people, many organizations and charities, as opposed to just one. So this may be a reason why you're here too. I don't know. But what I do know is there are a million reasons you want to blog, and you're here for a reason. I know you came here to learn something, and I assume you fit under one of these 3 categories. If not, you can pretty much put it under any other reason you can imagine. If you have another reason, I'd love to hear it, but usually they fall underneath these 3. And blogging in general is a great gateway to bigger things. Take it from me, a lot of good things that happen to me in the internet world have happened because of comments on my blogs and just interaction in general. If I comment on someone else's blog and they contact me personally and say, I'd love to partner up with you for a project, or I just want to sit down and have a phone call and let's learn from each other. And cool stuff happens when you comment or do your own blogging and get commented on. So it's pretty cool. Think about that. It's a place for people to critique what you're doing almost instantly. So it's kind of cool, because if I'm for example, if you don't like this lesson, you have every right in the world to go and put a negative comment on the site. But if you do like it, you also have the same right to put a positive comment and make the site better, which is great, because now the feedback's instant. I can make changes to the course, and I can do things that'll help everybody else out thanks to your comments. So I encourage everybody to comment at thegrosslife.com and let me know what you think of this. But that's what I mean. It's a gateway to bigger things. Very important stuff, okay? So let's move on to the very next slide. One moment. What is a CMS? CMS is short for Content Management System. The definition of a content management system is a tool for managing content, usually on a website, that separates the design, interactivity, and content from one another to make it easier for content authors to provide content. Now, content was certainly mentioned too many times in there, but the point is, what a content management system does is it takes the stress away from you, the author, to where it lets you focus on writing and not so much the design or how comments are left, or even how your writing gets on the internet. You don't have to know these things if you don't want to. Content management system allows you just to do what you want to do. That's right. Write and get your content published for whatever cause you're doing, whatever reason you're doing it. A content management system separates your job, your task, which is writing, and your passion, whatever it is for you, and it allows you to step away from the technical world and all the scary acronyms you may have heard, and that's the beauty of a content management system. Now, don't worry about what exactly more details about a content management system. We'll go over that later on. But what I do want you to note is that WordPress, this whole topic, what we're going over, is a content management system, as you might have guessed by now. So I invite you guys to pause it here if you want and read this over. And just remember that a content management system allows you to publish content, pretty much, without worrying about the technical mumbo-jumbo that we all usually worry about. And it's scary how many people will get scared away from the internet from somebody who talks to them about it, saying, "Oh, you have to know X, Y, and Z skills. You have to be a programmer, HTML, CSS, PHP." You guys might have heard this before, and maybe that's why you're here. Maybe you want to just learn WordPress and a way to publish content on the web that doesn't require you to read 5 books and 10 books and understand a million things. I've taken both approaches. I've taken the raw, the way you do it by yourself, making a site from scratch, and I've done it with the CMS way, the content management system approach. And the CMS way is so much better. Trust me. There's a million reasons why. We'll go over those as we go on. But let's move on to the next slide. What is WordPress? Well, now you guys know one thing about WordPress. And what is that? That's right. It's a content management system. You just learned about what that was. So now you know that WordPress manages content for you. All it does is it posts your content and organizes it in a fashion where people can find it and look through it in a nice, organized fashion. That's beautiful, isn't it? No technical skills needed for the most part. There's a little disclaimer there, but we'll talk about that later on. It's the world's most popular blogging platform. Hands down, it wins. much like Google is the most popular search engine, as some of you more than likely know, this is the most popular blogging platform in the world. It has millions of users worldwide. Okay? Millions. Not thousands, not tens of thousands, but millions. So WordPress is very popular. Again, many of the blogs on the internet, a very high percentage of them are indeed WordPress blogs. Whether you knew it before this or not, they are, and you've been on them and you've used them and you've interacted with them more than likely. If not, again, you will be doing that very soon by making your own WordPress blog. So you'll really be involved in interacting and working with a WordPress blog very soon. So that's what WordPress is. WordPress is just that, and it's so popular. You know what? It's just so popular because it is also free, which we'll go over in the next slide. And there's so many reasons why it's popular. But let's move on to the next slide where we go over a little more reasons why you'd use WordPress. WordPress allows you to get started quickly. That's one of the major reasons why you use WordPress. You can get off the ground in a couple of hours with a full website, pretty much. Okay? You can get off the ground, no books, no knowledge about programming, and have a website. Something that was not possible years ago. You have to, you had to make it or pay someone to make it for you. Now WordPress allows you to do something totally different. Have a voice and a presence without all the technical mumbo jumbo in your brain. It's great to learn that stuff, and I encourage it because I promise you I did, and I still put that into practice. But I would not start on anything beside WordPress because that teaches you the skills and fundamentals you need to make it on the internet. Because WordPress allows you to publish content, which really makes the internet go around. Content. So once you're able to post content without technical worries, you have a big advantage over other people who just jumped into the deep end. All right. So WordPress requires little to no technical skills. Now that's pretty cool because you don't have to worry about, again, programming and languages. And I think that, you just basically just use WordPress exactly how it is, and it works. And that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. All right. WordPress is also very friendly with the search engines. It allows you to get noticed by search engines pretty easily. We'll go over this in a whole bunch of videos. There's a whole bunch of videos dedicated to just this topic, search engine optimization, phrases you've heard probably before. And WordPress is very helpful in terms of SEO or search engine optimization. WordPress is one of the best things out there for that. Also, WordPress is free. You don't got to pay a cent. It's driven by an open source community. Open source means that all the code that makes WordPress work, all the inner workings, is open for everyone to see if you're interested in seeing it. As a programmer myself, I'm very interested in this aspect because all the features and wonderful things that you see in WordPress and all the wonderful things that it lets you do are all done by a community of programmers who contribute to the project. WordPress is a community project, and it's kind of cool because it allows for a lot of expansion and support. Again, you're listening to me talk about it. I'm supporting you guys in a way, and there's a million other forums out there that also help with WordPress. So you're never really lost with WordPress. A lot of times when you buy a private solution that's for pay, there is good support there, but you're at the mercy of their support system. When you have a community supporting you, it's almost 24/7, 365. Almost all the time, every day, you can be supported and helped if you run into a problem you can't figure out. So that's pretty cool. WordPress is it's just wildly popular. There's so many WordPress blogs, and there's a reason for it. And I've already told you about 50 of them, but we can go over many more as to why it is the most popular blogging system on the planet. And WordPress is easy to maintain. Most of everything in WordPress is done for you. So all you have to do is write, but that's it. I mean, there's really not much else to it. You just have to write your content, and that is it. So that's what's so good about WordPress. That's why I chose WordPress to teach you. That's why I suggest you pick WordPress to learn. Okay? So let's keep going to the next slide, and let's move on. WordPress hosting choices. I'm not going to go over this in extreme detail now because this comes later. But with WordPress, you're given a couple of choices. You can either make a site on WordPress.com, make your blog there. So you go to WordPress.com, sign up, and you can pick a blog name in 10 minutes. And that's what we're going to do in the next videos. And when you have a site there, your site is whatever you name it, .wordpress.com. So let's say I want to make a blog about me, which I typically more than likely would. My blog would be aboutjeffgross.wordpress.com. Your blog name comes before WordPress.com. So that's